And I really appreciate the talking points about World War One, because I learned probably the most about World War One while at the academy as well. And one of my biggest talking points is like after World War One, like Francis totally took advantage of the Treaty of Versailles and took for example, Alsace-Lorraine away from Germany, which had nothing to do with World War One at all, which is interesting. But like for people not familiar with, like, Otto von Bismarck had basically had he annexed Alsace-Lorraine, in France, prior to, like late, 19th century, basically. I'm totally nerding out right now. Really my nerdy side. But anyways, but a lot of that stuff, it's, people try to, look at the world from a very simplistic perspective, and it's really not that simple. I tell people we live in a multivariable calculus world, and there are so many variables that come into play that you probably don't even realize at this moment. And and
I should add, like, none of this to say is, I mean Hitler was as bad as they come, like Heydrich was as bad as they come, and these were all very bad people, but in their heads they were the good guys.
Exactly.
In their heads they were good fighting evil, it's, that doesn't mean we need to buy into their worldview or give them a platform, but it does mean we need the empathy to understand why they thought they were doing the right thing. Like Hitler, Woodrow Wilson at the end of World War I was like, well, we're gonna institute a new map of Europe based on self-determination, and people get to decide, what country they belong to. And so they're breaking up Austria-Hungary along those lines. So, okay, now the Czechs and Slovaks have a nation, the Hungarians have a nation, like, all this sounds very good.
The Lithuanians.
But, but when you have a person like Hitler who's acting in bad faith, he will take those arguments and say, like, look, all I want is self-determination for the Germans. All I want is self-determination for these Germans in Alsace-Lorraine to be a part of Germany, or for these Germans in the Sudetenland to be a part of Germany, rather than, and so it's just really, it's just fascinating to strip away the lenses that you're using to look at history, and again, just put yourself in their heads and say, like, okay, what did this look like to them?
Exactly.
What did the Munich Agreement to Neville Chamberlain look like? He was saving Europe from another destructive war.
Exactly.
And we know that it wasn't. It's hard to see it in any other way.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely.